My 23 boyfriend, 25 trapped me at his beach house. I live in the northern hemisphere where it's currently winter. My boyfriend's family has a small beach house. They came to just hang out for the weekend. On Saturday, I wanted to surprise him, so I took the bus in from where I lived. I didn't tell him, but I told his mom. For the record, he said I was always welcome and he did invite me, but I couldn't drive up with them at the time they went. He was super happy to see me. I knew they were driving back Sunday evening, so I'd only be there one night. Well, Sunday evening rolls around. My boyfriend and I are out, going for a walk outside. We come back to the house, and his parents aren't there. I ask him where they went and what time we're going home. He says, "Oh, they already went home." I'm like, "What? Tell them to turn around and get us." He says, "I can't. They left an hour ago." Then he goes, "You came all the way here on the bus, you can't just say for one night." I told them to leave so we could stay here the whole week. I was furious. Okay, first of all, he made the decision for me, on my behalf, without consulting me or asking me or even telling me. Second of all, it's winter. So the only buses are on the weekends. So I'm stuck here unless I want to pay $300 plus for a cab, and I don't make that kind of money. Third, this is my life. I have work and exercise and a guitar lesson. He says I can work from there, which is technically true because I work from home, but I don't have my monitor or my standing desk or anything. He says I can use the gym there, which is also technically true, but the cost for a week will be as much as I pay for 2 months at home, and I won't be able to take my exercise classes. And not only will I not be able to practice guitar for a whole week, but I will miss my lesson, which he says is not that big of a deal because it's just one lesson. I didn't bring my guitar because I was planning to only be there for a day. I am so angry that he feels like he can make these decisions for me. I'm even angrier at myself that he started to convince me he was right, and I started thinking, well, maybe I don't really care about guitar that much because if I did I would have taken a cab home by now. I keep flip-flopping because we do have fun and I am being negative, but I wanted to post this before I change my mind again. I don't know what to do. I kind of want to just leave without him in the middle of the night, but I'm worried that he'll get angry, or get upset and call the police that I've gone missing or something. I feel like I'm trapped here. TLDR surprised my boyfriend at his family's beach house, planned to stay for one day, but he decided I have to stay a week, and the only way home is a 2-3 hour cab ride. Edit. This is a throwaway account and I just realized the irony of the auto-generated username Reddit gave me. The comments here are crazy. If he did this as a surprise, you explained your concerns, priorities and he gave them due respect and listened to you, I could chalk this up to well-meaning surprise that didn't go well, but him hearing what you actually want but just dismissing it, arguing with you is certainly problematic. It is your life, and your feelings are valid here. I think go home. Yeah, that's completely unacceptable. It's disrespectful, he thinks his wants are more important than yours. He made decisions on your behalf without consulting you. He got his own way through dishonesty, and he's being completely dismissive about your life. Is there anyone you can call who can come pick you up if you give them a little money for fuel? How did he react when you told him how you felt? This is gonna sound ridiculous, but call your parents. If I called my dad and told him I was trapped, there's no length of time that he wouldn't drive to come get me. He'd probably also tell me to go into town with a cab and sit somewhere safe like a 24-hour dinner. Or he'd help me figure out how to get home. Can I privately message you? I am concerned it's the same guy. The same thing happened to me on my 21st birthday and I'm 25 now. He was my age and we went to Ocean City MD. Literally everything you said is the same as what happened to me. 1. Get a cab. 2. Get a new boyfriend. Ignore all the comments giving you shit. If this happened to me it would definitely be grounds for breaking up. I get the sense that many of the people on this thread who don't see the gravity of this incident must have no sense of boundaries in a relationship. The idea of expecting your fully adult partner to pretty much drop their entire life, commitments, routine etc. for a whole week with no warning, and no consent, at your whim is absurd to me. Does he not realize that adults have duties and responsibilities, and most importantly free will and the right to plan their own lives? Also, did his parents know you were planning on leaving with them? In which case, did he just talk them into leaving without you? Because that's red flags all around, my friend. This is absolutely not okay. I can't believe the comments implying that his actions were romantic and sweet. What tough. Told my boyfriend about my past and we haven't spoken since. I, 21F, told my boyfriend, 21M, of 6 months about my past relationships and that one of them abused me in every way and that he may be, not %100 sure, has some explicit images and videos of me. I was underage, 15, at that time and my ex was 18. My boyfriend was shocked about it. He said it was hard to accept it and needs time and some space to decide what to feel and think about it. And that's it. I called him and asked if he lost feelings for me. He said no, but that he needs time. It's been nearly 2 days since. I don't know what to do. I understand if he doesn't want to be with me anymore. It is really hard for me to just sit and wait. I'm not happy about what I did in my past, and I'm not proud of it. But I can't really change anything now. Yes, I was stupid, but all I did was trusting and loving someone. The reason why I told him about this is, if I encounter with this issue I need someone who will support and defend me. You did nothing wrong. Don't forget that. He's probably dealing with intense rage right now and doesn't want to take it out on you because it's not at you. Doubly so because of your past trauma. Just so we're clear, none of what happened to you is your fault. You were a child. It was the fault of the perpetrator. It'll take time for your boyfriend to process, and if he's the right person for you he'll understand and help you to heal. Or he's not the right person and you'll find someone that understands you were a victim. You being honest about it and upfront is the best thing to do, so my presumption is he needs time to process things. It is a bit of a weird reaction from him just distancing from you. And I don't want to feed your paranoia. Everyone handles things differently. You have zero fault in this. Just see where things lead. Please keep us updated and do not blame yourself for anything. I know I am repeating myself, sorry. If he cannot accept you for all of your experiences then just move on, I guess? I went through something similar. I had an abusive relationship and was ashamed of it. I understand what you are feeling and it's not your fault. If your boyfriend does not come back, then it may be best to consider it as a breakup. Be with someone who is willing to support and listen to your past traumas as well as comfort you. He isn't worth your time if he reacts like this. You were 15, you were abused. What is it you did? What does your boyfriend need to get over? I guess I'm asking what he said exactly. I'm not happy about what I did in my past, and I'm not proud of it. You did nothing wrong and what happened to you was not your fault at all. You were a kid FFS. To me it's no different than if you got hit by a bus or attacked by a pack of wild dogs. It was traumatic and it injured you, but it was not your fault and you have nothing to be ashamed of or apologetic for. If he is not mature enough to realize that, he's not a keeper. He should be responding with comfort and kindness, not distance. He somehow found a way to make a traumatizing situation from your past about him. Girl, it won't be a loss if he doesn't come back, trust me. He could have stepped up to support you, but he stepped up into his own a hole. My, F39, husband, M40, walked out on me and my children, F7 and F10. I don't know what to do. I have been together with him since I was 16. I just don't know what went wrong. We had arguments but it was never that serious. He did leave some clues. Just started getting colder and distant. Less understanding, never listened, but I never thought it'd come down to this. It started with him coming home later and later. Soon he started coming home on alternate days, sometimes sleeping at work, for 2 days at once. It was always something to do with work. Then one day he just didn't come back at all, he just left. It's been nearly a month since he walked out, and I'm lost and heartbroken. My youngest daughter Millie adores him. She waits for him every day to return from work. He never does, but she still tells him she will prepare his favorite dinner. She sends him paragraphs of messages begging him to return for once. He reads them but he never replies. I don't know how to tell her he's gone. My older one Mia says that he is missing. I thought so too at first, it was just too surreal. But it's just impossible. He packed some of his clothes and belongings, the only sign he left, but still an obvious one. My children misses him so much, it's just so painful to see. I miss him so much. He leaves all my messages on read. I am begging him to stay, for the kids, he doesn't care. I told him we could go for counseling, we could fix this. He doesn't want to. I never know if he'd reply to my message or not, pick up my call or not. Rarely he does, he just chooses to. I know he is manipulating my emotions but I don't know what to do. Reddit, I really need some advice. I came here because I can't tell my family. They loved him more than they loved me, and they'd pick his side anytime. I don't have trustable friends, and I'm too scared to open up to anyone. I'm not working, I quit my job because he wanted more family time, and I know I can't get it back. I asked him if he wanted a divorce and he didn't respond. I don't know where he is, where he stays or anything. Too long did not read. My husband left the family a month ago. My daughters don't know what happened, I don't know how to tell them. I'm devastated. Right now your priority really needs to be focused on taking care of your kids and paying your bills. Get an attorney immediately. He's abandoned you and the kids, and there are legal implications to that. He needs to be providing material support, and in some places his abandonment of the house means that you get the house. It is critical that you contact an attorney immediately and start making arrangements to protect yourself and your children. Step number 2 would be to get a job. Wow, I am so sorry this happened to you. Just to be clear, and I don't know the details of your relationship in general, this is a deadbeat move on his part. Disappearing like this without providing anything for his children is cruel and cowardly. A divorce would have made legal the responsibilities he now shirks. I might consult a lawyer just to see what your rights are as a parent left behind with 2 girls. I'm so sorry your husband is such a piece of garbage. Understand that you aren't responsible for his decisions. Nor are your children. Stop spending your precious time and energy trying to fix this. You deserve better. Your daughters deserve better. Turn your attention toward the friends and family that are supportive of you. Devote the entirety of yourself to your children. Watch Christmas movies. Bake cookies. Go to a lights display. Invite their friends from school, or their grandparents. Seasonal depression is real. The distraction will be better for all of you. Once the holidays are over, consult an attorney and reassemble your life. Get the child support and alimony you are owed to provide for your children. Well, you can do 2 practical things. The first is to call the police and tell them your husband disappeared and you don't know where he is and you want a welfare check. The second thing you do is go see a lawyer and explain what is happening and ask them for advice. Pay for an hour. He's cheating. Or having a mental breakdown. Most likely cheating. Look at his phone records. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Start looking into measures to protect you and your kids. Tell family and friends and engage a lawyer. Get an appointment with a lawyer. Today. He could pull that $2,000 out from under you at any time. You trust him not to after this? Really? Dude. You have to get this all done correctly, legally and airtight for your sake and your children's sake. Honestly, I'd change the locks at this point and take him for as much as you possibly can. Alimony, child support, get the house, everything. Reading this and how your little girl is begging daddy to come home is just sickening. I'd suggest also not talking to him at all from this point on unless it is through an attorney. Get a lawyer now. He's moving on and might try to ditch you and the children to avoid paying alimony and child support. Save all texts to prove he has not been responding. Please, reach out to family. Spare no thought on what he did. Show them the messages. You would be surprised how people react in the time of need. Someone already mentioned welfare check. I see that you are already looking for lawyers. You and your kids come first. Don't send him any more messages. Imagine that this is the war and you are fighting for your little family. He is the bad guy here. People leave, divorce, but they don't behave like heartless cunts who aren't able to answer to message from their own child. Or to the woman who loves them and who sacrificed her job because he asked for more time and attention. I know that it is devastating, but go into angry mode. He didn't deserve you guys anyways. No deals with him, only through lawyer and court. Sending you hugs. Update. My 32 female husband, 36 male, lied to me this whole time and I don't know what to do. So it's been almost a month since I posted that first post. After reading the comments I really thought about it, and decided I wanted a divorce. Y'all were right. I cannot trust this man even if he magically says he wants a kid. Already contacted my family lawyer. When I tried to get him to sign the papers, he flat out refused and started begging, and surprise surprise he says he wanted a kid. I gave him an ultimatum that even he wanted children, or even if I decided I didn't want children anymore, I could not trust him ever because chose to betray me. After 2 whole weeks of his bullshit he finally signed the darn papers. Now it's still processing. We signed a prenup before marriage so hopefully it won't be too rocky. We are currently separated. I'm living with my twin brother. I don't have anywhere to go RN and I also need emotional support. And looking for houses to rent, buy. After the divorce I'm planning on just becoming a single mother. Even if it's one parent it's still a family. I'm tired of men honestly. Unless I end up finding someone which I know I won't. I have 2 options RN. Artificial insemination or adoption. I'm leaning more towards artificial insemination as adoption is really costly, but that all depends on what will happen after the divorce is finalized and my health as well. I'll give you guys another update soon. Is sad what happened to you, but before being a mother takes some time to heal your wounds and deal with all this. You need to be in your best state of mind before being a mother. Look for counseling and focus on improve all the aspects of yourself. Congrats on the divorce, you're making the right decision there. I don't think you ever truly knew this man's heart. He was absolutely full of deception all the way to the end with his bullshit change of mind. For the record, you've got plenty of great years left in you and I think you'll make a fantastic mother. I'm a 37-year-old woman who doesn't want babies. Do you know how many great guys are unavailable to me because they want children? Holy moly, they want children out there. Don't give up. I think a lot of them think I'll change my mind, which is why they go out with me just to say, yeah, I've always wanted one. Boo. Not for me. For you. He's out there. He wants to have babies with you. Go find him and do your thing. Someone around here should be happy. I'm talking great guys who would be fantastic fathers. Don't give up. Gosh. I'm sorry you're going through this. He probably thought he had all the time in the world to waste your living years. I am rooting for you and I hope you can find lovely people to support your future efforts. And here's one more item for you to add to your to-do list. Make an OB/GYN appointment to check your overall reproductive health. That is if you haven't done so already. IVF is not cheaper than adoption in many cases. But it may certainly be more costly if you have underlying health issues. Wishing you the very best and stay strong. Good riddance. And don't rush your kid's decision. You still have many good years in your bio clock. Not sure if anyone else will say this, but definitely make sure your mental health is good before pursuing adoption or insemination. Every woman I've talked to has said that pregnancy is incredibly taxing on them, physically and mentally. I know you said at the end of your post something about your health, but I definitely wanted to reiterate it to you. Super important you're in a healthy and stable place. I'm tired of men, honestly. There are good men out there, though. I don't think it would be wise to entertain a relationship at the moment, or for the foreseeable future, regardless, but when you're ready for it, if ever, don't let pessimism or this pos you're divorcing rob you of the opportunity should the right guy show up. Zero idiots for a username. Have you thought of the foster child adoption route? There are a lot of children that need a loving home right now. As a foster parent, you will be paid to take care of the children. You could then use that money to adopt the child.